Blessed be the name of the Lord. This is Pastor Michael from God is Enough Ministry. This morning, I would like to say Happy Sunday to you, and may the blessings of this week fill your heart. The lesson for today is in the book of Genesis, chapter 29, verse 9 to 30. But before we go into the word, please join me on YouTube through Pastor Mike TV, and please subscribe. The topic: are you an object of deception? Are you an object of deception? Jacob, who purchased the birthright for a pot of stew, he was the son of Rebekah. He saw Rachel, the daughter of Laban, his uncle, at the well of Haran, and he liked her. Laban embraced Jacob, his sister's son, and took him to his household. Jacob worked for a whole month, and Laban called him and asked what would be his wages, for he cannot work for nothing. Jacob stated and chose to work for Laban for 7 years in return for Rachel. Rachel was the youngest daughter of Laban, and Rachel was a shepherdess. She was a shepherdess. 7 years was like only a few days to Jacob for the love of Rachel. In verse 21 to 26 of Genesis 29, at the completion of the 7 years, Jacob demanded for his wife from Laban, and Laban gave Leah to Jacob. Who was Leah? Leah was the senior sister to Rachel. When Jacob discovered, Jacob questioned Laban. What have you done? This wasn't the agreement. And Laban retorted and said, it is not in our custom to give out the youngest daughter in marriage before the older one. But Laban should have known that before. You can't just override or break the contract just like that. However, Laban discovered something concerning Jacob, and that was Jacob's destiny. Laban discovered how blessed Jacob's destiny was, and he wants to tap into it. Laban continued, but I will give you Rachel if you will work for me for another 7 years. Well, the narrative here simply shows that Jacob's first 7 years of working for Laban was as if they were just few days. But considering Laban's trick, 7 additional years was added to Rebekah. Added to Rebekah? Why? Why Rebekah? It was added to Rebekah's few days. Why was that? Jacob's past had caught up with him. Remember, Jacob was a trickster. And Jacob also became the object of deception. That you can read in the book of Genesis 27, verse 41 to 46. In Genesis 29, verse 28, since love is in the eyes of the beholder, Jacob was left speechless by Laban's reply. Therefore, Jacob considered. Laban's words had expressed the very deceptive circumstances that led Jacob to Laban's household in the first place. Well, another 7 years was completed by Jacob, and he once again demanded from Laban to give him his wife. And Laban gave Rachel to Jacob as his wife. However, the suffering of this present age would be considered as nothing. As nothing if we value the perpetual joy of heaven and hope of Christ appearing. Well, note God's promise of blessings and his faithfulness to the righteous in the event it shows that Jacob's dealings in the event Jacob's dealings with Laban's schemes did what? Are examples of the what? Are examples of the way God's plan unfolds. They are examples of the way God's plan unfolds. The plan that began with what? The plan that began with Jacob. Jacob's vow, really. That plan begins with Jacob's vow. At where? At Bethel. At Bethel. The place of the original promise. The place of the original promise. You may become an object of deception in your family. You may become an object of deception in the circle of friends. You may become an object of deception even with your siblings. You may become an object of deception. Where? At your place of work. You may become an object of deception even in your ministry. Well, remember, schemes and schemers will not be what? Sufficient to kill your dreams. And the divine plan of God concerning what? Concerning your destiny. Well, but you must do something. That is, you must depend solely on God for his full assurance. For his full assurance. The question now is, are you an object of deception? Are you an object of deception? Well, exchange it for the crown. I'll stop right here for now until next time when we shall meet again. But do please remember that God is absolutely enough for you at all times and do please stay blessed.